News Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejili, Ijesha. I am Oluwafunke Israel with Global News First Deadlines. President Bola Tinubu promises safe return of Oyo-born new adopted school children. DR Congo faces tensions over constitution reform. The US says Hormuz remains open amid renewed attacks. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has expressed hope for the safe return of the adopted students and teachers from Oriri local government area of Oyo State, stressing that democracy cannot strive without security. In his Democracy Day address on Friday, the president says the recent adoption of school children in Oyo and Borno State has cast a shadow over Nigeria's 2026 Democracy Day celebrations. Tinubu warned terrorists, kidnappers, bandits, and their sponsors to surrender or face what he described as the full force of the Nigerian state, adding that no mercy would be shown to those responsible for violence against Nigerians. The president also announced that the government has declared a security emergency, approved the security of more than 50,000 additional police officers and thousands of military personnel, allocating a record 5.41 trillion naira to defense and security in the 2026 budget. He further stated that security forces have intensified counter-terrorism operations, claiming that more than 13,000 terrorists were killed in the past year, declaring that those who continue to threaten Nigeria's peace and security will face the full force of the law. Protesters took to the streets of Lagos today in a renewed and bad governance demonstration, using the Democracy Day holiday to demand urgent government action on economic hardship, insecurity, unemployment, and the rising cost of living. The peaceful protest attracted activists, civil society groups, and concerned citizens carrying placards with messages include "Free all captives now" and "Anti-people policy now," and calls for a living wage and job creation. Demonstrators expressed concern over recent mass adoptions in Oyo and Borno State, as well as the impact of inflation, rising transport costs, and declining purchasing power on ordinary Nigerians. Human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, joined the protest, reiterating calls for reforms and improved governance. Security personnel were deployed to monitor the demonstration, which remained peaceful. Away from Nigeria, following the outbreak of Ebola and insecurity in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, political tensions arising over a proposed constitutional amendment. This could allow President Felix Tshisekedi to serve a third term. The National Assembly has passed a referendum bill widely viewed as a key to constitutional reform, amid opposition boycotts and accusations that the ruling party is seeking to circumvent term limits. Tshisekedi says he would only accept a third term if the people demand it. Supporters of his initiative say constitutional reform was a manifestation of popular sovereignty. Critics in the opposition maintained that it could undermine democracy and amount to a constitutional coup. The initiative has also drawn legal and public backlash, with debate on whether term limits can be changed, growing protest and calls for international attention as the nation faces deepening political and security challenges. Drone strikes on the Sudanese city of El Boyd have killed up to 23 people and injured several others, according to local officials and a rights group. The overnight attacks reportedly hit residential neighborhoods, a funeral gathering, or truck carrying food supplies, and areas near army positions in the southern Kordofan region. The rights group's emergency lawyers blamed the attacks on the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF), although the group has not claimed responsibility and the allegation has not been independently verified. The incident is the latest in a series of drone attacks linked to Sudan's conflict between the military government and the RSF, which began in April 2023. The United Nations says at least 880 civilians were killed in drone strikes across Sudan between January and April this year. Fighting has intensified in the Kordofan region and Blue Nile state in recent months as the conflict continues to spread. You are listening to Vicinity 95.3 FM, transmitting live from Ikejile, Ijesha. Global News will continue shortly.
Music, sports, entertainment, politics, all on your darling station, Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha.
Thanks for staying tuned for news updates and live streaming. Visit our website at vicinity953fm.com.ng. You can also provide us information via mail at vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 070-6108-3107. Now the rest of the news. Amid Iran's announcement of a blockade of Strait of Hormuz, the United States says the strategic waterway remains open to shipping. Iran's Persian Gulf Strait Authority announced the closure of the strait on Thursday, citing escalating tensions following recent U.S. military actions. Iranian armed forces warned that any vessel violating the blockade could be targeted. As military tensions persist, Washington and Tehran appear to be moving closer to a potential agreement that could ease a growing regional crisis. The U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, says commercial vessels continue to transit the waterway and confirmed that safe navigation corridors remain in place. However, maritime monitoring data suggests traffic is not completely stopped as several vessels have continued to move through the strategic passage despite the heightened security risk. In Thailand, Princess Barakchiyaba has died at the age of 47, according to a statement from the royal household. The princess had been in coma since December 2022 after collapsing while exercising her dogs. Doctors say a severe heart-rhythm disorder linked to a mycoplasma infection affecting her heart caused a medical emergency. The palace says she died on Thursday evening at Chulukon Hospital in Bangkok despite receiving intensive medical care. Princess Barakchiyaba was the eldest child of King Vajiralongkorn and was widely regarded as one of the royal family's most accomplished members. Trained as a lawyer, she earned postgraduate degrees from Cornell University and served at the Thailand's mission to the United Nations before working in the country's Attorney General offices. Her death is seen as a significant loss for Thailand's royal family and may have implications for the kingdom's future royal succession. A bit of sport. South Africa's return to the FIFA World Cup ended in disappointment after Bafana lost 2-0 to Mexico in their opening match of the 2026 tournament. Hundreds of supporters gathered at viewing venues across Johannesburg on Thursday night, hoping to celebrate a winning start. Instead, many left frustrated with the team's performance. Fans criticized South Africa's cautious approach, saying the players appeared nervous and struggled to compete against the dominant Mexican side. Head coach Hugo Broos also came under pressure, with supporters questioning his tactics and team selection. Many argued that South Africa's defensive formation limited the team's attacking threats and allowed Mexico to control the match. Despite the setback, South Africa still has opportunities to revive its World Cup campaign in the remaining group matches. Ten Global News, a look at the major stories. President Bola Tinubu has expressed hope for the safe return of the adopted students and teachers from Oyo and Borno State in his Democracy Day address on Friday. We told you that following the outbreak of Ebola and insecurity in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, political tensions are rising over a proposed constitutional amendment. And lastly, you heard, amid Iran's announcement of a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, the United States says the strategic waterway remains open to shipping. And that was Global News. It was edited by Mujib Olakunle. I am Oluwafunke Israel. Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for news nationwide at 6 o'clock. Good afternoon.